Hello, everybody. Dirk Beveridge here, founder of Unleashed WD and the executive producer of We Supply America, coming to you live for our 6th week of season 2 of We Supply America. And what? I'm not in a remote location. I'm home in Barrington, Illinois after 135 days, back in the office for the first time since Memorial Day. But I'll tell you a little bit more about all of that. You guys, thank you so much for joining us. As you come in, please let us know that you're here in the comments section. Say hello. Let us know where you're from, your company, your location. We really want to know who is joining us so that we can have a conversation back and forth. Today, I am absolutely thrilled. I am so excited to introduce and bring to the world the story of an amazing organization with amazing individuals and amazing leadership, Jaeckle Distributors out of Madison, Wisconsin. And for today's film, we're going to have 4 fantastic guests. The president of Jaeckle Distributors, Jeff Jaeckle, is going to be joining us. The CIO and Vice President of Marketing and Sales, Sean Gagg, is going to be joining us. Gwen Butler, Senior Account Executive within Ford, is going to be joining us. And if the technology works, Will Quinn within Ford will also be joining us as well. So you guys, week 6, We Supply America, season 2 is about to kick off. I see some of you coming in. Please continue to say hello. We're going to get the show started in exactly 2 minutes. Here we go. Welcome. Again, I see y'all coming into LinkedIn. Thank you. Continue to say hi. I'm going to pull some of you up here in just a little bit. I see some new names coming in as well. So let me real quick introduce what we're doing here. For those of you that don't know, this is season 2 of We Supply America, a series of a sea to shining sea tour across this country, visiting independent, family-owned distribution businesses, the backbone of this country. We've been doing this for the last 2 summers because we truly believe that there's a noble calling of distribution with stories that absolutely do, in fact, need to be told. As we are out championing this noble calling of distribution, why do we do it? It's because as the backbone, we need to ensure that independent, family-owned, employee-owned distribution businesses, they thrive. In order for that to happen, the individuals within those businesses need to thrive. And so today is one of those steps through our tour and the 16 films that we have produced, championing noble calling distribution, that provides the insights and distribution, all geared to help the channel thrive and all 6 million professionals. So those of you that are just joining us for the first time, let me give you a little introduction to what We Supply America Season 2 is all about. In a post-pandemic world, leadership is being redefined. Forces outside of our control and forces within our businesses are calling us to be different leaders than we were going into the pandemic. Both new and veteran leaders throughout distribution are showing the way forward. These leaders are the noble generation. These leaders we need to meet. This is We Supply America, Season 2. So this is We Supply America Season 2. This is the 6th of 8 films of 8 distributors that we are featuring this year. So as you're coming in, let me just say hello to some of you that are coming in. Michael Burke, you're right down the road from me. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. Bill Smith, how's the From team doing? How are the fireworks doing in your backyard? How are the campfires going, bud? Great to see you. Great to see you. Mark, thank you. I said, the entire Jaeckle team is in different rooms watching. Thank you all for being here. I'm so excited to tell your story. Jim, great to see you. Angie, how are you? It's been a long time since Orlando. Man, great to see you. Steve, how is retirement going, my friend? People are still talking to me, Steve, about me telling the Laley story and how it has helped their businesses. So thank you so much for that inspiration. Drew, great to see you. Howie, Mr. Diet Coke is in the house, as are you. Thank you so much. We've got some more from Jaeckle coming in. Michelle, thank you so much. Let me see here. Tori, I see you here as well. Owen from West Lafayette, Indiana, right across the street. Mark Bodner, my friend. Let me put you up. There he is. Mark Bodner, my friend. Good to see you. Hugs going out to you and the entire L&R Distributors family. And guys, in 2 weeks, we're going to feature for our 8th film, Mark Bodner's team at L&R Distribution. Just like today, it's something you are not going to want to miss. So there's a lot more people coming in. Donna at Jaeckle. Tori, great to see you, buddy. Kip Miller, thank you for being here. You guys, just like this week and just like 2 weeks from now, you're going to want to be here next week as we feature Eastern Industrial. Kip Miller, the CEO of that organization, and it's just fantastic. So thanks for being here. Oh my gosh, Andrew, great to see you. Gary, okay, guys, thank you. Everybody, keep coming in. Let me know that you're here, and we just absolutely love it. So I mentioned Season 2 of We Supply America. It has been an absolutely fantastic run this summer from sea to shining sea. Here are the 27 different companies that we've had a chance to visit over the last 135 days. We're featuring 8 distributors that you see on the screen with the films that we are producing today, of course, featuring Jaeckle Distributors. And it has been an absolutely phenomenal run. You know, the tour itself, the Season 2 tour itself, came to a stop at 10:01 p.m. last night when I backed the We Supply America RV into my home in Barrington, Illinois. And that was taken last night at 10:01 after I got out, pulled it in, and it's been a fantastic run. Over 13,000 miles this year, 27 different distributors, hundreds and hundreds of innovation. You put all that together over the last 2 summers, 31,000 miles driven, 59 different distributors have been part of this tour where we've stopped, hundreds and hundreds of on-site interactions where I get to hear the stories. 16 documentary films. It's kind of cool. We've broken the 1 million social engagements. And I love to see that because here's why. You see where I say we have the hundreds of job interactions? What I've learned over these 2 years, you guys, is every company has a story, an important story, multiple stories. Every individual that I have a chance to meet, from the pickers to the receivers, to the drivers, to the sale, to the counter, to the sales, to the marketers, every one of them has important stories to tell that we can learn from. And that's one of the values. That's what I get so excited about, is to be able to come on here live with you on Thursday to share the Jaeckle story so that you can be inspired and take insights from those into your personal lives and your business. And it's really something that I'm honored to do and have I feel I have an obligation to tell those stories. For example, just last Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I was in San Diego with GAWDA, the Gases and Welding Distributors Association. And on Saturday morning, they asked me to lead a session where I had a chance to tell the We Supply America story, the championing of the noble calling of distribution, to tell the stories of innovation that I've learned, the stories of long-term thinking that I've learned, the stories of purpose and people-driven cultures. You're going to see all of that with Jaeckle today. The stories of technology investment, the stories of being forces for good. Each of these distributors that I stop at are. And so I get to tell those stories, and they're meaningful stories. In fact, just last night before I pulled in, I got an email from a CEO of a distributor who owns one of those distributors that's a member of GAWDA. And here's what he said to me. He said, "Dirk, I wanted to tell you that you knocked it out of the park at GAWDA." He said, "Your session was the best of the entire program, more take-home value than any other part of the meeting. Thanks for being a part of the annual convention. Stay in touch." And yes, I'd love to see that. It warms my heart to see that. But when you stop and think, where does that take-home value come from? It doesn't come from me. It comes from you. It comes from those 59 distributors that I've had a chance to stop at. It comes from Jaeckle Distributors, who we're going to get to see and meet today. And it's those stories that we get to lift and shift into conversations like we're having today, and conversation. So let's dive into Jaeckle Distributors. We're going to run the film premiere in exactly 16 minutes. So I've got to get going here. None of this would be possible without Infor. You know, as I say, Infor saw an idea that we had. We Supply America was nothing more than an idea on a napkin 2 years ago. They saw the vision and they signed on, and none of this would be possible without the good people of Infor. And if you don't know Infor, what you need to reach out to them, because they have this simplified technology platform. They have this simplified ERP and warehouse management system. They have these solutions that allow distributors, they give distributors like you the functionality that's built in, customized to power distribution businesses to help you differentiate yourself, drive transformation in your business, and to absolutely thrive in the business. So none of this is possible without Infor. So Infor, thank you so much. And in fact, let's bring in a good friend of mine from Infor, Gwen Butler, who's a senior account executive down in Dallas. Gwen, hello, and thank you for joining us. You're on mute. Yeah, it's okay.
Sorry, guys. Hi, Dirk. It's so great to see you. Thanks for having me today.
Are you kidding me? Hey, Gwen, you're in your home office in Dallas.
Yep.
Boy, I've been following you on LinkedIn. Mike, you've had a busy week.
It's been really busy. I just got back from the ISSA show in Chicago at the McCormick Place, which was a great show. Had a lot of awesome conversations, met a lot of distributors, and so happy to be home and talking to you today.
Yeah, well, thank you so very much. And the reason we're here is for, to premiere the Jaeckle Distributors film, and I can't wait for that. But Gwen, for those of you that don't know who Gwen Butler is and don't know who Infor is, could you give us a brief introduction, please?
Sure. So I'm Gwen Butler. Like Dirk said, I live in Dallas, Texas, and I my role here at Infor is to be out in the field and connect with distributors like
Yep.
Jaeckle and others that you featured in We Supply America, and to really understand their business and the business challenges, and
Yep.
to make them informed of the solutions that Infor has available to them, to really help drive their business, and most importantly increase their overall customer satisfaction.
Yeah, I
So
love it, Gwen. Thank you. And Gwen, I think the first time we met was about a year ago
yeah,
down in Dallas at the NBMDA, National Building Distributors Association, and the National Wood Flooring Association combined. And Jaeckle is a member there, and they
yeah.
were actually in that room. So I know you have a lot of interaction with distributors like Jaeckle and the like. And when you think about these independent, family owned, second, third generation, fourth generation type businesses,
Mhm.
what do you think about these businesses?
Well, and I'm actually in my role here at Infor. My focus is on the small to medium business, you know, distributors.
Yeah.
So a lot of these companies have been in business for 100 years, and yeah, and it's not uncommon to meet folks that have been working, out in the warehouse for 30 plus years. So really, what our goal is to just keep understanding what the changing demands and what the needs are of distributors, because a family-owned business is fragile. You want to make sure that
Boy.
that you are really delivering what they need,
Yep.
not taking advantage of them in any way, and instead just really learning and getting to know more about them and their employees, and you really develop like a fondness for your customers and everlasting relationships. I've been doing this for over 10 years, like in the distribution space, and I'm still close with some of the very first customers that I worked with in the very beginning.
You bet. Gwen, thank you so much. And I know you're close. I know that you understand their business and you really help them think long term to ensure that they are, in fact, putting in place that technology and the solutions for the future. So thank you for that. Look, we're running up against the clock. We're going to go live in 11 minutes with the film. I don't have to. I want to bring in Sean Gagg and Jeff Jaeckle, before we go live. But two things. Gwen, number one, would you stick around? Because I'd love to bring you in after the film and talk to you about what you see in the film. Okay, is that number
Yeah.
one? Okay. And
Yes.
then number two, knowing that I'm going to bring the president, Jeff Jaeckle, and the CIO and sales and marketing VP of the company, Sean Gagg, in right now. Is there anything you'd like to say to them as I'm about ready to bring them in?
I just want to thank them. I mean, I already had a sneak preview of
Yep.
the film,
Yep.
and just to open up their doors and introduce us to their team, it's great, and I just really got a sense of who they are and who their people are, and I just want to say thank you so much for giving us that view.
Awesome, Gwen. Thank you. I know they heard that and they appreciate it. I'll see you after the film. Okay, stick around for me.
Okay.
All right. Thanks.
All right.
All right, so Gwen Butler with Infor, thank you so much. Let me just say hi real quick. I'm going to bring Sean and Jeff in here. Hey, Mike, great to see you again. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. Brian, thank you for being here. Andrea, great to see you. I appreciate the words about being God. I love being there. Chris Blaylock, great to see you. Great talking yesterday, my friend. Big things on the future for you and I and the like. Elizabeth, great to see you. Look, so glad you're excited about this series. Hayden, love what you're, man, thank you so much. That means, oh, you can't see that. There you go. Hayden, thank you. I love what I'm doing. I think it's so important. And man, would love to stop at Hayden Industrial Plastic Supply next year. Let's stay in touch and let's see if we want to make that happen. All right. So with that, everybody, keep coming in. Let me know that you're here. But now we're going to go live in about 9 minutes. So I need to bring in, well, Yeah, at least two of the stars. I was going to say the stars of the show, but at least two of the stars of the show. Jeff Jaeckle, the president of Jaeckle Distributors, and Sean Gagg, CIO, VP of Marketing and Sales. Gentlemen, hello, 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 and thank you guys for being here.
Hey, Dirk. Great to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys for the trust in allowing us to tell your story. And Jeff, for those who are not familiar with Jaeckle Distributors, could I ask you to introduce yourself and the company?
Yeah. So I'm Jeff Jaeckle. I'm president of Jaeckle Distributors, and like many distributors, we're a family-owned business, third generation, owned primarily by my brother and myself, who took over from my dad, and when he retired 19 years ago, and he took over from my grandparents when they retired in the 1980s, and we've always been family-owned and operated. Our main lines of business we're a flooring and servicing distributor in the Midwest. Our locations are Madison, Minneapolis, Chicago, St. Louis, Omaha, and Kansas City. So pretty much a Midwest family-owned distributor. We've been in business for since 1958 when my grandparents started.
That's cool. Hey, and Jeff, real quick, and then I'm going to ask Sean to introduce himself as well. But Jeff, as you're talking, I remember the story about how Jaeckle got started, because there was a family business over in Milwaukee, if I remember that right. Will you just share that real quick?
My grandfather worked with his brothers and always thought that they should be expanding into the Madison area. My family's originally from Milwaukee, and they didn't want to, and he said, fine, we will. So he and his wife, my grandmother, quit working for his brothers and moved to Madison and started this up, and pretty much with one product line, Formica brand laminate. That's what we had for a whole number of years, and most of our customers were just in one county at the beginning.
Isn't that amazing? It really is an amazing story. So Jeff, thank you. And Sean, how about yourself, buddy? Would you mind introducing yourself?
Yeah, so I'm Sean. My role here is the CIO and VP of Marketing and Sales. Kind of a unique role. Jeff is sort of, and the executive group here gave me the opportunity to sort of blend what we were doing from a technology standpoint, or what they wanted to do from a technology standpoint, and utilize it to benefit our customers and to benefit really all of our people in the field. So that's kind of what we've been doing. And for us, for me, I've been here a little over 10 years and really just happy to be part of the team.
That's awesome, Sean. Thank you. And I love how you tied it into the technology, right? And for the future of the company, and to use technology to serve your customers. In a 25 minute film, we can't put everything. We were on site filming all day, right? And everything doesn't make the cut, right? Now, there is a part I think there's 3 key pillars in the film that I'm going to ask everybody to look out for. People-focused culture, innovation, including technology, and customer centricity. I mean, all 3 just, scream out at us. And there's so many lessons. And we do see some of that technology discussion. But I do want to say the CEO bonus film that I have with you, Jeff, we have a lot more conversation in there as well about the technology. And I really encourage people to watch that as well. So, guys, we're going to go live in about 5 minutes, okay? I think there's those 3 pillars that I just mentioned. I think the people culture comes out loud and clear. When you had a chance to view the film prior to right now, and when you think about the special culture at Jaeckle, can you guys just give us a little foreshadowing about the importance of culture to you and the culture at Jaeckle? Jeff?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's culture is a process. It is not. It does not change overnight, but yet we also know it can be destroyed really quickly.
Wow.
And so I know you talk about intentionally building a culture, and you have to be intentional about it. And we are where we are today with our culture is better than where we were 5 years ago. But where we will be 5 years from now will be better than today. You'll never hear me say, or I don't think anyone else in our relationship, you'll never hear me say, "Oh, we're there. We've made it." No, guess what? Here's a spoiler alert. We're always going to be working on that. We're never going to be there, because it has to be intentional. As soon as it's not, that's when things decline.
Yeah, without question. Sean, anything from the culture perspective there?
Yeah, I would just say that I was prior to Jaeckle, I worked for a family-owned distributor, and it's funny, in between then and now, you kind of wonder if you'll ever find that sort of fit, that culture.
Yep.
And I was really lucky to find it here, because there is a certain feel to this that is a family feel, that is a sort of all sort of pulling in the same direction. And it's something you really shouldn't and don't ever take for granted.
Yeah, without question. Yeah, thank you. We're always needing to work on it, and I really think this people-focused culture comes out loud and clear, and I can't wait for people to see that. We're going to get to meet a number of the people that I had a chance to meet while on site filming and the like. Because what do you think sets the Jaeckle individual apart? Because I think I even say it in the film, Jeff, something special here about the people.
Yeah. This isn't a earth-shattering answer, but and this goes for every part of our organization. It's not just one department or anything like that. But one of our core values is do the little things that make a big difference.
Yes.
And that's in our DNA, and it was started by my grandparents, carried on by my dad. It exists to this day. We know that we have to be really good at the big things, just as the ante to play. But the little things, that's what our customers feel. That's the part of the experience we want to provide to our customers and to our coworkers. And I'm always surprised when I get a customer compliments related to this, because I just got a couple weeks ago, one about our customer service team, one about one of our showroom designers.
Yep.
And what surprises me is this stuff that we're getting complimented on seems like a given to us.
Yeah.
You solve problems, you're attentive, we're proactive. Well, yeah, aren't all suppliers? Apparently not. I mean, these are the little things that matter, and they accumulate. And like I said, it becomes part of the feel of doing business, for a customer of ours. So that's one of our difference makers, and I think that's really, really important.
Yeah, agreed. Super cool. Sean, when you think of the team that you have a chance to work with, the employees that we're going to get to meet, and those that that we didn't have a chance to meet, but those 140 or so employees, what comes to your mind, bud?
Yeah, I guess this is going to sound like an oversimplification too, but sometimes I just think that it comes down to saying, how can I help you? And I think that happens, whether it's our customer service talking to our customers, or what we're really trying to do from an IT standpoint with our own employees, or from department to department. Sometimes I think it becomes a lot easier in empathy and a lot of other kind of words you can apply to this if you just say, with anybody that approaches you, how can I help you?
Yeah, without question. I love it. Okay, guys, we're coming up on the clock. We're going to air the 6th film of We Supply America Season 2 in just about 45 seconds. And I'm so proud and honored that we get to feature Jaeckle Distributors. Guys, I know you've got some of these great employees circled around individually that are working remotely, those that are in Madison, like around computers. Just before we roll this thing, anything you'd like to say to them?
Yeah. Hey, those of you who were in the Madison location when the filming took place, thank you for making it a really fun day.
It was
those of you who got on camera, you didn't know what Dirk was going to ask, and it was a little nerve-wracking at first because you didn't know what was going to be asked and what to say. But I got to tell you, you'll see you looked really good in front of the camera, and that's easier said than done. And so I just want to thank everyone who participated, and I hope you enjoy what you see.
Agreed. Thank you, Jeff. Really, really beautiful. But you know what, Jeff? I got to tell you, the way this film opens, I don't feel so sorry for them that they didn't know what I was going to ask them. Because you tested me right at the beginning, too, as we'll see
That's right.
In this film. So, Jeff and Sean, will you guys stick around? Because I'd love to debrief with you afterwards, okay?
Absolutely.
Great. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you. All right, you guys. So we're about 10 seconds away. We Supply America Season 2, championing the noble calling of distribution, the backbone of this country. Independent, family-owned, employee-owned distribution businesses like Jaeckle Distributors. There's a ton of insight, ton of inspiration, all of that we can lift personally and into our businesses. And I'm so proud and honored to introduce to you Jaeckle Distributors. In a post-pandemic world, leadership is being redefined. Forces outside of our control and forces within our businesses are calling us to be different leaders than we were going into the pandemic. Both new and veteran leaders throughout distribution are showing the way forward. These leaders are the noble generation. These leaders we need to meet. This is We Supply America, Season 2.
Mr. Jaeckle, how are you, buddy?
I'm well. How are you, man?
I am great.
Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm excited.
Yeah, you have such a rich history here. Your grandfather, right?
Yep. Yeah, he started it all.
With the challenge.
And my grandmother. I
okay.
can't forget her because she was as much involved as he was. My grandpa was the sales guy and gregarious, and my grandma was she watched the numbers and she kept everybody in line. So they each had their own role.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
The thing about my grandpa, though, is he was always about the customer. And even when I'd visit him, when he was in his late 80s and 90s, long retired, he would always ask me what we're doing for customers.
Really?
Absolutely. I remember one time I was visiting him and he goes, I had breakfast every year or dinner with every customer every year. Are you doing that? And I said, Grandpa, we have 2,000 customers.
Yeah.
It's all I'd be eating the whole time. And he's like, well, it's really important. And I'm like, I know. but he's
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
That customer centricity focus built into the DNA from the very beginning. So as much as things change, some things remain the same, and what your grandfather brought to you, some things remain the same, right?
You know what? The needs of our customer is different today.
Yeah.
But it's still all about them. I mean, we still can't survive unless we're making them more successful, unless we add value. So that has not and will not change.
Yeah.
There's something as you walk through that is conspicuously absent.
Okay.
And
I'm
not going to tell you what it is. I just want to see if you notice. I'll talk about it later. But
this is not fair.
It's not in here, and it's not in here for a reason. I'll see if you can figure it out.
This is not fair.
I know.
This is not fair, but you're testing me.
But I'm on the spot all day, so I can put you on the spot a little bit.
There you go.
Too.
So I'm going to take a stab right now.
Okay.
When you greeted me, we talked about the rich history. So far, walking into both entrances, I don't see a picture of the founder.
I can't believe it. That's it.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That is it.
All right.
When do you want to know the story?
I want to know it right now because,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, so I remember when 19 years ago when we built this, my grandpa was long retired, but I was talking to him. I said, Grandpa, do you have any pictures of you and Grandma when you started the business, some old pictures of the old buildings or whatever? And he goes, why? And I said, well, we want to put them up in the lobby and see. And he goes, no, I don't want my picture up that says our founder. He said, I hate when companies do that. As soon as you make it about a person, it's not about the customer. And he said, don't put my picture up.
Isn't that something?
He told me we were going to do it. And he said, no, it's not about me. It's about the customer.
I love this
this banner that's hanging right at the entryway of their warehouse for their customer pickups. You can read it. It says, it's not the employer who pays the wages. Employers only handle the money. It's the customer who pays the wages. So there's no finish line. The customers pay the wages. And you want to know something? The customer's needs are constantly changing. As leaders, what are we doing to ensure that our team is aligned and prepared, is built for change, is built for transformation, is one of the values here at Jaeckle, is built to innovate. Because in business, in this game of business, there is no finish line.
You know, our customers can order a plethora of products, and those are stored, you know, one end of the building versus another. And when you're starting with a pallet, you're starting with your biggest foundation, your heaviest product, and you know, kind of like a pyramid.
Yeah.
So the one thing we did is we call it zone picking.
Okay.
So he's not going to have to grab something here and drive 500 feet to the other end of the warehouse to grab his second item, and then come back over here to grab the third item. The thing that is, I think, important too when we were looking at this was not only travel time, but accountability. Number one, they become an expert at all this product.
Yes.
They also, if the area isn't clean,
We know
if we
who.
got racking damage, if we got product damage.
Interesting.
You know, it's not, well, there was 6 people working in this area yesterday.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
who damaged it?
Tell me about that accountability. Do your employees welcome that accountability?
Yeah.
Yeah? Why?
Well, because I think, again, it goes back to pride.
Yeah.
Because it's their area.
Yeah.
And so that's the other side of it, is that's their workstation. They feel like this is their product.
You've used the word pride about 10 times already. What are you most proud of your employees?
When I think of our employees, I think about their dedication. I think about their years of service. This isn't easy work.
Right.
I mean, this is very physical.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's
heavy
and it's
stuff.
grueling.
Yeah.
Because of just the size and the weight.
Yeah. How you doing, man?
All righty,
Can I
yourself.
interrupt?
Oh, yes, yeah.
Good. I'm Dirk.
Andre.
Andre, nice to meet you.
Likewise.
How are you today?
Oh, fantastic.
What's making you fantastic?
Being able to have breath of life, waking
Yeah.
up this morning and able to provide for my family, coming to work. I got 6 kids, 4 girls, 2 boys.
Congrats on that. That's amazing.
My youngest girl just graduated kindergarten yesterday.
Were you able to be there at the
Yes.
Yeah. Tell me about that moment and how proud she was and how proud mom and dad were. And
Oh, we was proud. I was proud of myself just to see my baby. I know it's kindergarten,
Yeah.
but still.
right.
And she was so happy just to see her parents there and her other brothers and sisters there. So it was a blessing just to be able to be alive, to be able to witness it and go through it with her.
Would you say that here at Jaeckle, they understand that you have a family, that you have?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
they're very understanding.
Yeah.
So
Love
they
it.
allow you to, even if you need to take maybe a little half an hour early lunch or something to go take. That's what I like about it. And I've been here a year,
Okay.
and yes, I love it here. I've been a part of the team for a year now, and this is home, second home for me.
Already,
Yeah.
huh? I love the smile when
And
you say
I'm new
that.
to Madison. I've been here for 2 years now.
Okay.
Before then, I was a stay-at-home dad.
Okay.
Because my fiance was working and I was watching the
The
babies.
6 kids, yeah.
So
Okay.
now she's staying at home, and I got back to work because
Did
that's
you-
where I need to be.
Yeah. Did you love that time being a stay-at-home dad?
No.
Okay. Okay.
No, I got to give it to the women.
You're right. Right.
My patience, I got good patience, but I got to be able to move around and,
Yeah. What is it about the work that you do here at Jaeckle that that you love?
Do I love
Do
work?
you? Yeah. Do you love? Yeah.
Yeah, I love it here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it here. I don't plan on leaving no time soon unless Jaeckle get rid of me or they
All right.
close down.
I sense that.
But
Hey, I know that.
they stuck with me. They stuck with me as long as I got air in my body and they got air. They're stuck with me.
I love it. What is it about this place then that
The people, I love the people. Like I worked with people, that was terrible.
yeah.
I've been at jobs where the bosses didn't care. They just wanted you to get the work done, but they didn't care about your safety. The guys here is friendly. Everybody is more like family, When I started, I was welcomed with open arms. Nobody looked at me different. It's like I was here. I was already a part of the team before I even was a part of the team.
Yeah.
And like I say, everybody, I love my team.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trade them.
Is that a cookie?
Yes.
Wait.
You caught me right in the
It's
middle
only
of my
10. It's only 10:50 in the morning. You're eating cookies?
my mid-morning snack.
There you go. I love it. What kind of cookie? Let's get to the important stuff first. What kind of cookie?
Oatmeal raisin
Okay.
with key lime yogurt.
Wow. Nice. So what do you do here?
So my task, one of the many things that I do around here, I'm the production coordinator. Pretty much kind of in charge of everything that comes into and goes out of the warehouse. Whether there's a delay in shipping from the carriers or anything like that,
Yeah.
I can communicate that to the customer service, and then we can work on the best possible solution to get the stuff to our customers as soon as possible.
So when you watch the news today, I mean, you'd have to have been asleep for 100 years to not know that the supply chain is been blown up right now.
Oh, very much so.
So what's the implication of that to what you do day in and day out?
It's a puzzle.
Yeah, okay.
It's very much like playing Tetris.
Yeah, okay.
A lot of it pretty much kind of boils down to communication.
What did you miss, right? You were one of the few that found another position, in that whole COVID experience. Yet something was missing. And you kept looking, back over at Jaeckle. What was missing over there?
I felt that this place, especially with the core group that we had, worked better together as a team than some of the other places that I had been to. I felt listened to by the people who were in charge.
Yep.
My boss, Kevin, Jeff, Bill, their supervisor and whatnot.
Yeah.
I knew that if there was any question that I had, whether it seemed something as mundane as you should know this by now, but
Yeah.
you're not sure,
Yeah.
to I've never encountered this before, what do I do?
Yeah.
I knew I could go to them and I could ask and I could talk to them. And the team that we have here, the core group of people, they're great gentlemen to work with.
Yeah.
They are very respectful. They've respected me, they've respected each other. There's a lot of camaraderie
Yeah.
among the group.
Love it.
And I think we have a very, very good core group of people.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming.
So what do you do here?
I am the second shift supervisor. Everything from, consolidation to, everything that comes up, put it all on a skid. It's a lot of weight, a lot of freight, but we do what we gotta do.
A lot of freight.
Yep. A lot of people see themselves as I'm just another number.
Right.
I'm just another number. And that's kind of what I like about Jaeckle. Family owned, they make you feel involved, they make you feel good. They really do preach to you their core values. It's hard to find companies that really truly believe in their core values and follow that to a T.
Yeah.
That's something that is huge to me. So.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Why is it huge to you?
Because I'm a huge family guy. 3 kids, I want to be somewhere where I feel appreciated. I want to feel appreciated, and where I feel my work is also being appreciated. So
I love it,
that's why I came here. That's a big reason, was the family owned and just the core values, and I really like that about this place.
I love this place. Everybody works as a team. We're all a team here. We all have each other's backs. We all have the same goal. We're not trying to get ahead of anybody. We're just working together.
Yeah.
And it's amazing because if something happens, we can take care of it. We're not, we're going to take care of it.
Yeah.
And we're going to work as a team to do it.
Whatever
Good
it
and the
takes.
bad. Yeah.
Would you say this company has done a good job of investing in Tori?
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah?
yeah, for sure.
In what ways have they invested in you, the person?
I think it's little things like,
Yeah.
okay, if you need to leave early to go do something, like we bought a house recently, I had to leave early to go take care of that. There was no question about it. She was just like, what time do you need to be gone? Go. And it's like that for everything. If something comes up, they're not going to judge you. Like, our team is just going to take care of it because
Nice.
it's going to be us the next day.
Right.
So, we'll take care of it. We've got each other's backs.
Beautiful.
So.
And did you just say that you bought a house?
We did.
Is this your first house?
It is.
Give it to me. So tell me about that house.
It's a beautiful house. It's
Yeah?
it's so nice.
Tell me about that moment when you and your husband went in there and everything lined up and you signed the dotted line. And now, because of your hard work and your husband's hard work, you were able to do that?
It was wild. We were both in disbelief for a little while, because everybody's like, this market is nuts. It's not going to happen, and it happened. And I mean, a lot of that was because they're great here. They let us do what we needed to do. They treat us fairly, so it was great. It just like everything was a lot less stressful than we thought, and so we walked through the door and we're like, oh, this is real.
And this is ours.
Yeah, it's not somebody else's, it's ours.
What's the saying? If you love your job, you've never worked a day in your life. That's the way I feel. And I've worked the company like I've owned it. I've told Jeff the other day, I says, I've worked this company like it was mine.
You bet.
And that's probably why, I treat the customers with that kind of respect. When I started at Jaeckle Distributors, I wanted to make a difference. If people like you as a driver, and you do this and this and things, I mean, I put stuff away for people. People, respect you, you respect other people.
Yeah.
And for 30 years, it's been, I couldn't have worked for a better company.
Jeff, the people that I've talked to, the commitment, I'm going to say to the company, but more importantly, what I keep hearing over and over and over today talking to people is the commitment to each other. No competition amongst each other. What do we need to do together to achieve the goals that we are all aligned to? Right. And that's super. Yep. I mean, you've got something special here. So when you think about what it means to lead in a post-pandemic world, what comes to your mind?
One of the things we do here anyway that was an easier transition for us is I think it has to be about the team.
Yep.
Jeff has to accept or support, promote innovation.
Yep.
He has to support and promote thinking about things a different way. I then have to go to the team, and the team has to be engaged and welcoming enough, interested enough to accept that change.
Yes.
So in my role, you are in between Jeff's support of questioning status quo, one of our core values.
Yep.
And is the team going to follow that?
Right.
One without the other
Doesn't work.
It doesn't work. I believe that my role, without linking the two, is hard to make it work.
Yeah.
Now, the reason I think you asked a question about the pandemic is like, so now you get in and you go, where that was maybe important before, and you go, well, it maybe created degrees of success before, now maybe it determines whether you're successful at all.
Wow. What is the job of a territory manager at Jaeckle? Go ahead.
It's a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
You can get up in the morning and say, I'm going to see 6 customers today, and things could really go off the rails. And a customer calls and says, I'm on a job site and we're having trouble. Michelle, can you come out here? Where are you?
Yeah.
And
you're jumping.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's when our customers need us the most, right? When they're having trouble with at a job site or a product from another distributor, they did not come in, and they need you to solve that problem right away.
Our customer service is a step above any of our competition, just because of the way they present themselves and how they take care of what could be an issue, they turn into an opportunity.
When you talk to the sales and marketing team, these are not product peddlers. They are consultants. They are advisors. And the technology that this company has invested in, not for technology's sake, but to help the sales team become advisors so that they can look at the analytics, they can look at the data, and they can bring insights to their customers, not on product alone, but insights onto the market opportunities to help grow their customers' business, to help improve sales, to help improve productivity, and even to help drive down costs in their customers' business, all to improve the customer's business. It, to me, is exciting as hell.
We are given the tools and training and to be successful, right? But we're not given here's the binder. Okay, start with 1. If situation 2 arises, go to the bottom of page 4. If that arises, go back to page 1, right?
Yeah.
We all could come back at the same answer, but we all think differently. We learn differently. We process information differently.
Where does trust play in this context that we're talking about in terms of providing tools and driving change and the like?
Well, as human beings, change, we normally don't like it right out of the bat, right?
Right.
You know, it's, a new way for displays, JSDS, right?
And I just got comfortable here.
So I bullied down, learned it. We didn't have a choice, but thank God we didn't, because it is phenomenal. Simple, easy. We used to pull a template out of the cloud, put it to Acrobat, fill out all this information. Now it's like 3 clicks, boom, it's done. It's off to Jordan. It's instantly into the CRM display tab.
Nice.
We need to trust that what they're doing makes sense, and boy, it does. And then if it needs modification after that, we talk to them, and if it's possible, it's done.
What's the secret, if there is one, to your ability, not Jeff's, but the organization, your team's ability to not only embrace but lean into the uncertainty that you talked about, that ambiguity, that
So what couple of things from the past, when I think about the various crises our company has been through, the really high inflation and interest rates of the 1980s that my dad navigated through, the Great Recession that we had to navigate through, then this, and with the speed that we acted, we're adaptable. And so having that adaptability gives me a lot of comfort. And what I really like when I think about the future is, we can be adaptable in times of crisis, but we don't have to adapt in a crisis. We can adapt for an opportunity.
Right.
You know, and so I have a tremendous amount of confidence in our team and in our company to adapt when necessary. And I think that's a skill set that our company
that you've built up. You've built it up over time.
Sort of a cumulative advantage.
I believe in this, what I call the innovation inversion rule, that says the propensity and the ability to innovate are inversely related.
Yeah.
And so what I hear you saying is you've built up this ability as an organization to innovate, not only when you need to, but also during, let's call them good times, when things are going steady, but to stay ahead and to innovate for the future. So when you look to that future, all right, when you look to that future that you all are creating together here, what is that future that you envision for Jaeckle, that you all are creating together?
As time goes on, the products we sell become less and less important, and the people that make up our company and the value we have and provide to our customers, when we're willing to do things that others can't or won't do, that is what determines the value that we provide. And so when I look into the future, we're going to look different 5 years from now. We're going to look different 10 years from now. And it's all about value. And value is such a nebulous word because it means different things to different people. But to me, what value is what our customers say it is.
You know, as we're out here championing the noble calling of distribution, I can't think of a better stop, better story than Jaeckle, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. And everything you do for this industry. I appreciate
that. Thanks, man. I love it. I tell you what, man, I loved my day up at Jaeckle. I love watching that. I love what I see as 3 pillars that we can really embrace. And I know there's more, but 3 that stick out to me is that customer centricity, that people focused culture, and that constant drive to innovation. You know, when Andre was on, I put in the comments real quick, this is home. I used Andre's word, this is home to me, and this is my second home. And boy, it says so much to me. And Mike, thanks for jumping on. It looks like you said you love that comment. You love that guy, and that Andre was a great addition to the team. And I can absolutely see why. And his story, his backstory as to what got him there is equally as amazing. So, guys, let's pull in Jeff and Sean again to have the conversation with them relative to it. Gentlemen, again, thank you. Congratulations. We're honored to be able to tell your story. Jeff, Sean, when you see that film, knowing that your team is watching it as well, I'd love your initial reactions to the film. Jeff?
Yeah, you know, as I said before, I didn't know what you were going to ask each person you spoke with. And while what I'm about to say wasn't the only theme of the film, this is something that made me really happy. And one of the things that my brother Tori and I have always tried to make a part of our company is flexibility. He's got 2 kids. I've got 3 kids. We know the importance of family milestones. And we know the flexibility we ourselves need, you know, when it comes to family. And to see that play out in a couple of the interviews that you did, it really hit home for me. It made me really proud to see that.
That's awesome, Jeff. That's cool. You know, we just came out with what I think is a pretty landmark study on the future of distribution. and one of the outcomes of that is that humanity is going to play a larger role in leadership going forward. And I think what you just described is a picture of that humanity, right? I can imagine 10 years ago where, generally speaking, that type of flexibility would not be expected in a business, right? But what you and Tori and the family see that humanity of people. And so I'm really pleased that stuck out to you. Sean, how about yourself, bud?
Thank you.
Yeah, I would just say thank you to you and your team. I know that you're up here for a full day, and it's really you really felt good about how you put the pieces together. Like Jeff said, not knowing what you were going to ask, but I know it's a lot of work for what you do and the team, Jordan and your people that came on site here. So I would say thank you. I thought it was a really great representation of Jaeckle.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. So let's talk about some of the things that came out specifically, if you don't mind. All right. Let's jump to Myron. Jeff, I remember, the weeks before as we're planning everything, you said, hey, Myron's going to be out on vacation, but we need to talk to him. And we were in Madison, and we shot that actually on a different day. And I'm really pleased that we did. 30 years with the company. You know, I think about the ownership he felt, right, for those entire 30 years, and taking that customer centricity and owning that, if you will. When you saw Myron, what went through your mind? And has he retired yet?
No, he better not.
That's what he said.
But no, you know what? Myron is one of the most genuine people I know. He means what he says. He does treat the company like it's his own. He said that to me many times. He doesn't have to say it because I see it. Our customers are important to him. The company's important to him. His coworkers are important to him. His career is important to him. He means what he says. But the reason that's all important to him is because in his career, as he's described this to me, in his career, he sees purpose in what he does. And you know, how could I not see that and be filled with anything other than gratitude? I mean, I have 3 kids. They're aged 17 to 22, and I've always said, when you're 40 to 50 years old, how much money you do or don't have, how fancy your title is, even how good or not good at your job you are, none of that sustains self-worth and happiness. Purpose sustains self-worth and happiness. And that's what you see in Myron. And I'm just proud to have someone like Myron representing our company. And he better not retire.
Got it. No doubt. Really amazing, Jeff. And You know, I often talk about the economic engine of wholesale distribution in this country, $7 trillion, the third largest economic engine on the planet behind the GDP of the US and China. I talk about that $7 trillion economic engine creating 6 million jobs, right, throughout this country. And I think it's so easy to just stop the conversation there, 6 million jobs. But I think there's a deeper conversation that needs to be had about those 6 million jobs. And that's what you just talked about with Myron, is that these jobs that you create as a business, and I don't mean just the two of you, right? I think all 140 or so employees that you have, right? I think you're all creating each other's jobs as you work and you collaborate together. But they're not just a job. They are platforms for purpose. They're platforms for meaning. They're platforms for helping people fulfill their potential. And I think that's noble as hell. And I see that at Jaeckle. I see that at other places. And I really believe we have to continue to bring that narrative to a higher level. And I hope these films do that. Sean, as you hear me riff on that, on what Jeff said, what's going through your mind? I think it's so important.
Yeah, you know, for me, when I watched it, man, it's just the part with Myron is one of my favorite parts of this, you know, and I think to myself, I think anybody that has kids, you know, you'd say, in 45 seconds, how could you sum up how to be a good employee and how to and how to have a good career? In 45 seconds, he says, I want to make a contribution. I want to make a difference. I've treated this like it's my own. And the key is to respect people and do the things that it takes for them to respect you. In 45 seconds, I'm just not sure how you could sum it up better than he did in 45 seconds. It was incredible.
Sean, I got goosebumps. That perspective you just gave to me. I mean, it's beautiful. You're right. No matter if you're in the C-suite or wherever you're at in an organization, watch those 45 seconds of Myron and live your life and your career like that, right?
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Boy, what a great insight. Thank you. I'm going to use that on stage, okay, Sean? I'm going to use
that. You know where to send the check.
Yeah, no. I'm going to trademark it. That's the best part of my job. Trademark it. Yeah, guys, along those lines, you know, I loved standing there, you know, with Victoria when, you know, it came out that she and her husband bought a home. And you know, we're telling stories about a wholesale distributor. And this film you know, we have only a limited amount of time in a film, but we elected to take that story and include it because I think it says something. When you hear a Victoria talk proudly about her and her husband, right? Being in that position to go buy a home, their first home. She obviously loves. What goes through your mind when you hear those stories, guys?
You know, that's, you know, as I watched this several times, and I can't describe what it is, but when you see people talking about the issue, these milestones in life, this is something, it doesn't matter what your position is. We all have things like that. We've all at one time bought our first home. We all have, you know, parents who get sick that we have to take care of. We've got kids. And maybe it's your word, Dirk, that you said before, but it's humanity. I mean, I'm no different than anybody else when it comes to that, you know, to what's going on in my life, what's going on in their life. And it's sort of a common ground that you share with everybody in the company because we all have stuff, good and bad. And I think a company has to recognize that and you know, and be very conscious of that. And you saw a lot of that in this film.
And that's what I was just going to say, Jeff. And that comes out loud and clear, that humanity at Jaeckle. So thank you. Let's switch gears if you guys don't mind, because I think, by the way, I really encourage you all to go and look at the CEO film as well. I'll give you all that in a second because, again, Jeff and I talk about the values of the company even deeper than we saw here. and the like. And it all ties to that humanity and purpose that we talked about. But another key, I think, pillar of the Jaeckle story as we saw it was starting from your grandfather, Jeff, right? That he would go and have a meal with every one of the customers, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's all about the customer. It is all about the customer and helping them succeed. I think that customer centricity comes loud and clear. Customer centricity, customer focus, you know, customer experience can become buzzwords, but no. Heck, your grandfather wouldn't let you put his picture on the wall because it's built in.
Hey, and there's one more part of that. He also said, it just makes me sound old too, our founder. So, no, but that whole thing's a true story. That's surprising to me, but
no doubt. So, Sean, can you connect for you and the territory managers talked about it a bit in the film. There's more again in the CEO with you, but can you connect technology with this drive at Jaeckle to understand the customer's business even better than they do, and the like?
Yeah. I mean, I think when I came here, Jeff really had a vision of what tools that he really wanted our territory managers to have in the field, and what sort of information he wanted to have at their fingertips. And I think once that was the vision, then it was really sort of up to us to go, how do we architect this? How do we provide the tools and train the people on how to use them? And having said all that, then you have to have the people. And this is kind of what I was alluding to, I guess, in the film a little bit. Jeff has always supported that innovation, as well as everybody really has. And then the other side of that is you really need the territory managers to say, I'm not going to do this the way I did it 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. There is a way to do this differently and better than I've ever done it before.
Yep.
And I think then from my standpoint, technology has moved beyond like, how do you keep the servers up and running, right? Or how do you keep people's PCs up and running? And this is part where we tied it together is everything we try to do from a technology standpoint is benefiting our field people or benefiting our customers either in a direct or indirect way. And I think that is that is why sort of my role. That's why it makes sense for us to combine a technology and marketing and sales role, because it is the purpose of technology to ultimately provide value to our customers. And I think that's what we do. And I think that, Jeff sets the vision for that. The TMs and a lot of the people here are the conduit for it. And then what we try to do is provide the resources that connect it all together.
I love it. Thanks. Hey guys, can I pivot for a second? Because I think I have a 2-minute clip that I was going to run with Gwen, and I'm going to still ask her to comment on it. But Jeff, this is from the CEO interview. You have not seen this yet, I don't believe.
I have not.
So let me run this 2-minute clip, if you don't mind, from the CEO film. And then I'll ask you guys to comment on it because, Sean, it ties exactly into what you're saying and gives an actual example of it. So let me run that, okay, guys? Here you go.
Yeah, and so, the other thing I will say in terms of investing in technology is I had been thinking a lot about, what is the future of distribution? Because even back then, our products were being commoditized.
Yeah.
And the only way to avoid commoditization is to add value. Like I said, become the product.
Yeah.
And so I knew and I know that we can use our data to the benefit of our customers. We can add value to customers with information, even more than product. And so
more than product.
Yeah, I didn't know what the information was gonna look like.
Yeah.
I didn't know what we were gonna see.
But you knew. But you did know.
My gut. So I'm a really analytical person, but not to the point where I'm gonna let that dominate every decision. Sometimes it's a gut, right? And so that's what this was. And I'll give a really good example of how we've used this. But we had a customer who, that customer's salespeople really wanted to buy a certain product from us, but it's a product that nationally was in decline. Okay. And that owner was saying, no, we're not going to invest in that because it's declining. And we went through our data, and I looked, and this customer was in Wisconsin. I looked at St. Louis, Chicago, Minneapolis. That product was in decline, but in that person's market, it was still growing. And so when I showed that to him, he goes, huh, so my people are right. And I said, I think they might be.
That is interesting.
Yeah, and so then, he found that he literally said, nobody's ever given me information like that before. He goes, because all I read is the trade press, which says this particular product category is declining, but in my market it's still growing. And I said, yeah, and based on how these trends go, it's got another year, I mean, and so when I saw him next, we were in Las Vegas at a trade show, and I took him out to dinner, and the first thing he said when we sat down was, what are you going to tell me about my business that I don't know?
Sorry about that, Gwen. So I'll come back to it. I love that story.
Mm-hmm.
And it ties exactly. Sean, you're grinning from ear to ear, man. What's going through your mind?
Yeah, I think the beauty of it is, what Jeff just gave was a good example, but I think that it really is limitless. I mean, the TMs all use it differently and use it effectively. And I think so do our people here. So the access to it really unlocks this sort of curiosity that people have, and a lot of times, and I've heard this from people, it almost renews their curiosity in how customers do. It renews their curiosity in the business, and so it makes people interested in seeing things different ways, and it allows them to see it differently.
Yeah, I love it. And Jeff, I think you, in that short clip, paint a picture of what's possible, right?
Exactly. And that's just it. It's what's possible. Look, we have so much data. We're probably just scratching the surface. That example I gave, I want that to become
commonplace,
even far more regular than it is, we still have a lot that we can do.
Yeah, without question. Guys, I love this. What a great conversation. We're coming up against the clock. If you don't mind, I'm going to take you off screen just for a second because I want to show one comment that's come in on LinkedIn, all right? Somebody that you both know very, very well. And as we were talking, Mr. Gammon Lee came in and said he absolutely loves the Jaeckle story. Thanks for bringing it to life, the fearless leader of the association that you guys belong to. When you see Kevin saying that, guys, what would you like to say to Kevin?
Hey, Kevin, thank you. And I will tell you, we went through a really tough time in 2020, and not just because of COVID. There were some other reasons, but we had to cut costs. We were going to maybe not renew our membership, and Kevin worked incredibly supportively with us to say, no, keep your membership. We'll give you a moratorium until this passes. And of course it did pass. And I really appreciate that. I mean, that's what supporting your members is all about. So appreciative of that.
Awesome. A real partnership there. Awesome, guys. Hey guys, thank you so very, very much. Again, as we bring this to a close, knowing that your team has just seen the We Supply America film featuring Jaeckle Distributors for the first time. You're about ready to go talk to them. You're probably getting pings and all that. Any final message that you'd like to say to them relative to what we just premiered?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'd say, so few of you were able to be included in the interviews, but all of you are at the center of who we are. And I guess one small example of that is you heard Andre talk about how grateful he is that the people that he works with on a daily basis are welcoming, helpful, and so supportive. Andre got to say that, but those of you who work with Andre, you're the reason that he said it. And I could go down the list for everybody that we saw on film today. I'll spare everybody of that, but I'll just leave it with a big thank you, and also an acknowledgement that the work we all do for each other, for our customers, it really does make a difference.
It makes a difference internally, externally, and in your local communities everywhere, Jeff. So thank you. Thanks, Sean. Any last thoughts yourself?
No, I'll just say, thanks. I mean, we have a great team here, and I think that you did a nice job of capturing it. And I would just say, thanks again to you and your team.
Thank you. Sean, Jeff, thank you so very, very much. I'd love to hear the feedback that you get from your team internally and externally. And man, we're going to keep sharing your story wide and far because it needs to be told as part of this noble calling of distribution. We really appreciate you and every individual at Jaeckle Distributors. So thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thanks, Dirk.
Thanks. Be well. Okay, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks, guys. So there you have it, guys. Jaeckle Distributors, our 6th film of We Supply America Season 2. There's so much there. And I got goosebumps twice as I'm talking to Jeff and Sean as well. And that goes to show that there's even more to the story. And so what you can do is you can go to wesupplyamerica.net. And this is our website where you can go and learn all about the story of We Supply America. Up on the top, you'll see the menus where you can see the featured films. You can go to season 1, season 2. When you go to season 2, as of now, it'll bring you right to the Jaeckle homepage of We Supply America. And on demand, you can watch that film and have conversations with it, share it wide and far. And then you scroll down, there's the people in the film. And then here's the full CEO interview. We showed you a clip of that, but there's so much more that you can pull from it. So I encourage you to go to wesupplyamerica.net, go to season 2 and navigate here to the Jaeckle page. Okay. So with that, you guys, what I'd love to do is I'd love to bring Gwen back in, Senior Account Executive with Infor. Gwen, thanks for hanging in there with us. Wow.
Wow, that was awesome. I have so many notes of inspiring comments. Like, I love it when Jeff said, we don't have to adapt in a time of crisis.
Yes.
We can adapt for an opportunity. And that is such an awesome thought process because technology is an opportunity to make your lives better. And, I just love that's how he sees it. So
no, I agree 100%. 100%. So let's go there. You started there. So as people are looking at the future, Jeff talks about when he was thinking about the future of distribution, that's what he did. He started crafting this vision of what's going to be required and needed. And then he started making strategic moves, right? And investments to create that future with technology and data and analytics. So Gwen, when you see that, as Jeff talked about it, what further goes through your mind there, and how does Infor help us, right, create that future as Jeff did?
Well, it was great, especially had the roundtable discussion with the territory managers.
Yeah.
I mean, I manage a territory myself, so it's very relatable. Actually, all the stories were very relatable, from, buying a house to really enjoying your job and having a supportive team. But, with technology, it's just, we try to look at where you're going to be tomorrow and, make sure that we are along, that we are developing based on those needs in the future. And so, you'll never, we get a lot of feedback from our customers who are distributors who, tell us like, it would be great if we could do X, Y, Z. And that is, and we take all of that into consideration, and really that helps develop our product. And being modern and being future forward is what Infor is all about. And also, making that technology available to our customers as soon as it's available, not having to wait for that upgrade. On our modern cloud platform, we have functionality delivered to your solution every 30 days.
Wow.
So, you are at the forefront of our technology always. So
beautiful. No, I love it. Thanks, Gwen. And so let me connect that, right? Being at the forefront of the technology and how Jeff and Sean and this film, I think, tied that technology and the data and analytics into, this isn't about technology. It's about creating the future of the business, adding value to the customer, right?
Right.
And the like. To in this case, help their customers succeed. So can I go to that CEO bonus film and let me roll about a minute clip of a conversation that I had with Jeff where he's talking about, we're standing inside an empty one of his trailer trucks. And I asked him, what does he think about this empty truck that's going to be full in 2 hours? And listen to where he takes this. And I think there's a bridge to what we just talked about as well. Okay. So let me see if I can roll that. And it's here. Here we go. Thanks. So when you look at this empty truck and you know that in 2 hours, man, it's going to be filled, right? What does that bring to your mind?
Well, I'm really excited because business is really good.
Yeah.
I like the fact that it's going to be filled.
Fun.
But here's the thing. Our customers are small businesses.
Yeah.
Okay, they're small businesses. They're generally family owned.
Yep.
And if these are really good people and they're hardworking people. And all they're trying to do is build a future for themselves, their families, their employees. Okay, and a lot of people don't know that small business employs way more people in this country than big business does. And so when I think about that, when I think about all this stuff that's going to go to our customers, this is the backbone of America. Small business is the backbone of America. And that's something that we're proud of. That's something I'm proud of. That's what our mission is. We serve the small business.
Isn't that amazing, Gwen?
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting them. I want them to talk about the products and moving product and all that. And this customer centricity is so ingrained. It's who they are that it automatically drives that conversation to being in the business of helping his customers, these dealers across his trade area, succeed, be profitable, grow. And then you tie that to what we saw earlier about bringing insights to them. When I talk about the noble calling of distribution, I find that to be noble as hell. What goes through your mind when you see that?
It's what we hear every day. I mean, that's our goal, is to drive value for the customer. My customer happens to be distributors like Jaeckle. So it's awesome to hear how, the work that I'm doing and our teams at Infor are doing, how that's delivering value to these business owners. And it's a trickle down effect. So, I mean, it's really, it all ties in together. And I want to make a comment. I wrote down what Sean had said, is where Sean said, the purpose of technology is to provide value to our customer. Like, put that on an Infor t-shirt, because that's our goal, right? So I just love that we're aligned, and our goals and desires for our customers are very much aligned with the distributors that we work with.
Yeah, without question. Gwen, thank you so very much. We are up against the clock. Man, if you had to use one word to describe what we just saw at Jaeckle in that film, what would that word be? Yep, this is off script. Off script. One word.
Value.
Yeah. As you just
they value their people, they value their customers, they value a work-life balance. Value is just that's what I'd put on it.
And I think it's absolutely a perfect way to conclude. Gwen, thank you so much. Thank you and the entire Infor distribution team for the partnership, the 2-year partnership of We Supply America. We could not be bringing these stories to the world without you all. Please say hello to everybody, and we will certainly be in touch soon. Okay, Gwen?
Okay, thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Gwen. Take care. All right? Thanks.
Thank you.
Great weekend. So there you have it, you guys. I got to tell you, I pulled in. I showed that picture pulling in after 135 days on the road. Last night at 10:01 p.m., backed the We Supply America RV into my driveway, unpacked just a little bit, and I sat here. This is a little behind the scenes thing. I sat here about an hour before going live, and you know what I said? I said, I'm tired. I said, I'm tired. And that's what I said to myself. But I got to tell you, over the last hour and 56 minutes or so, hour and 36 minutes, I am more energized than I have been in a while because of the goodness of what we've just experienced because of Jaeckle Distributors. You know, let me just riff, and then I know we're coming up against clock, but guys, one of the ahas that I've had over the last 135 days, you know, last year on the We Supply America tour, I talked about going into the distribution warehouses like at Jaeckle, and I stopped seeing the product. I stopped seeing the surfacing. I stopped seeing the floor. And what I saw were that these businesses are platforms for the personal and professional growth of people. Man, that came out loud and clear here. But in the last 135 days, I've expanded my thinking. It's been opened even more. And I truly believe, I know, I hear, think about the word that Gwen just used, value. Jaeckle values their people, their employees. They value their customers. They value life-work balance and the like. And you expand that. They value their customers. You expand that. And what I truly believe down to my core, and why this championing the noble calling of distribution is truly a calling for us here at Unleash WD, is because I believe Jaeckle Distributors is a force for good. I believe these 59 independent, family-owned, employee-owned distribution businesses that are the backbone of our country. We talk about the technology, we talk about the product, we talk about the warehouse and all that, the square footage. But when you really get down to it, these businesses are forces for good. And that's what I think is one of the things that came out for me in this Jaeckle film and talking to Jeff and Sean. So Jeff and Sean, I know you're still in the green room listening. Thank you both very, very much. I truly, truly appreciate, and again, am honored with the trust in telling your story. So season 2 of We Supply America, the tour ended at 10:01 last night. We've got 2 more weeks in front of us. We mentioned we're going to feature 8 distributors. Today was Jaeckle Distributors. And when we look forward to the next 2 weeks, you guys, I cannot wait for the next 2 weeks as well. Next Thursday, 2:30 Central, you're going to meet a company that cares, Eastern Industrial. It truly is a fantastic story. And then on October 27th, we're going to bring the season to a close with a unique company. I'm going to share that with you. There's at least one thing different than the other 15 companies that we featured in L&R Distributors, and I cannot wait to bring that story to you. A company that believes that every individual can in fact lead, and there's so much more to that as well. So that happens on October 27th. And all of this is available to you, not there, but at wesupplyamerica.net. And again, there's all the information. Go and watch the featured films in season 1, season 2. And again, you can go to the Jaeckle film and watch it on demand, and then get in there, dive into the CEO interview between me and Jeff Jaeckle as well. And all that's available at wesupplyamerica.net. Okay, you guys? So there you have it. Week 6, season 2 of We Supply America is coming to a close, and I hope that you are as inspired as I am. Please continue to help share this message. Again, over 1 million social interactions over the last 18 months or so on LinkedIn. That's because you all are taking these stories and you're sharing it broadly, widely, to get this story of the noble calling of distribution out to everybody. So with that, I will see you next Thursday. I'll see you on LinkedIn and elsewhere before then. But until then, you guys, thanks so much. Continue the noble work that you're doing. I'm inspired. Others are inspired. We're lifting and shifting ideas from every single one of you. Thanks for what it is you do. We'll see you next Thursday.